everyone, it's me, KatieBeth again. And it's finally September, which is the start of the best part of the year, fall and winter. Spring and summer are kind of for the birds. Get out of here. Traditionally, this is the time of year when my friends and I start getting ready for Oktoberfest. But since Oktoberfest was canceled this year, I've decided that we should get rid of the traditional, just not wear the traditional outfits this year, and still do Oktoberfest themed dresses, but instead of the theme being Oktoberfest, we're going to make it Halloween. So last month in August, I started noticing a bunch of stuff popping up about cottagecore, which is people dressing like they're from the forest or living in a cottage. So I thought I'd make this video about Halloweencore, where people dress like it's Halloween. So not gonna lie, this is something I've kind of wanted to do for a while, is use my Oktoberfest dresses but turn them into something else, something like a more fun, non-traditional print. And I really love Halloween time and dressing up, but I also do like the silhouette that this type of outfit gives you. So I'm gonna turn some of these dresses into Halloween print dresses, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I have all of these fabrics here to start making some Halloween Oktoberfest dresses, and I figured along the way I'd talk about some tips and tricks that I learned while doing this. So let's get started. So you may recognize this pink dress in the background from last month's tips and tricks on mask making video. So I did start this one a little early, and it kind of got me put on this path that I'm on now. So I oftentimes have a hard time figuring out where I'm going to put the toggles for the ties on the front. And this time I actually used some tailor's chalk, and after I put them down, I realized that it might be harder to get off than I thought. This is me using water and a Q-tip trying to get the tailor's chalk off. And after that, I kind of just did some rubbing to see if I could rub it off. And the funny thing is, as soon as I actually started sewing over it, it kind of disappeared on its own. And although I did find that marking the places helped, as you can see here on the right hand or left hand side, if you're looking at it the right hand side, the bottom two toggles are too close together and the top two are too far apart. So I ended up just pulling off that second one and recentering them. And in this picture you can see that they're a little more better centered together. Now this is a new technique for me, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. It's using dental floss to run through the edge of the fabric so that when you scrunch it together, it just slides a lot more easily. And it really helped me out on this. Instead of having to like hand pleat or hand scrunch things up, you just pull the dental floss. And when I do it with normal thread, it just like gets stuck and breaks, but the dental floss was really strong and worked really well. And it made it really easy with this apron. I just lined up the edges and scrunched everything else. And then you flap it down and sew that together. And then I was able to just pull the dental floss right out and not have to worry about it again. And I was actually able to reuse the dental floss, which was kind of cool. So here we go with this lady. Let's see. Looks good. So this is the first shirt I've tried with this ruffle on it. I actually kind of like it a lot. And here's the cricketed design on it, with the skulls. It's almost not Halloween-y because of how pink it is, but I'm still classifying it as that because of the skull work on it and the black shirt. I feel like that kind of brings it in more. I feel like it also could go with a black apron, but I liked the pink. I wanted to show everyone this that I made with this shirt is like a tie, little clip-on tie, so you can pull it tighter. And it will show more on the bottom, but that'll be under your dress, but it pulls the neckline down more. So if you wanted to be a little less racy, you could pull it out and have the neckline up more. Or if you wanted to be more racy, you can just go like this and it'll stay that way because it's clipped there. And this is all below this, so you won't even notice. So it'd be like the difference between, mine is just a normal shirt, but I have it a little pleated. So it's a little frumpy when I go like this. So it'd be like, you could have the normal ruffles around, which is, that would be without it scrunched. And then, so it would just do this and stay like this all day with this little scrunchie. So that's a new thing that I just started doing this year. And I haven't done it with all the shirts I'm making, just this one I thought I'd try it out with, and it seems to be working pretty well. So another thing, little Halloweencore thing I did with this dress, is that the seams inside I lined with some dancing skeletons, which also make it a little more Halloween-y. So the seam in the front under the zipper. I did a weird thing with this where I like decorated the zipper line down, but then on the other side it has this dancing skeleton on the inside. So it looks a little like a pink dress on the outside, but then on the inside it shows your bones. That didn't make sense. It's just a little more Halloween-y. So here's a final look at the first dress, and also because of the time period that we live in, I also made a matching mask to go with this one. This fabric I was so excited to get to work with. I ordered it off of Joann's.com, and I had thought it said 100% cotton fabric, but it turns out it was a cotton jersey fabric, which I had never worked with before, and it just rolls up. You can see in this picture, it rolls up, and it was really hard to work with. And as you can see in this picture, I got to use the dental floss trick again to do my bunches, and that worked out really well. And here's a quick look at what the bunches look like after they were sewn in properly with the dental floss sticking out. And I did sew it in there, so I just cut off those two pieces. This next part I'm still upset about. I'm not the best at putting zippers in, so I read the directions, which I had never done, and it said you sew the fabric closed basically. Put the zipper in and then seam rip the part you sewed closed. But it did not work with this jersey fabric. It worked, but it came out really bad, and it has all the little holes from the zipper lining there. Not a fan. Not a fan of doing this properly at all. Came out even worse, which is why I had to add so much extra lace to try and distract. So as of right now, this is as far as I've gotten with this lady here. I'm not sure what color top I'm going to put with her. If I put a black one, it might make it look a little French, less French matey, but maybe I kind of like that. I love this next fabric. It's a skull and rose fabric. I also got at Joann's, but I got it from actually inside the store, so I was able to feel it and see that it was actually 100% cotton and not stinking jersey. I did, however, misguidingly cut myself out a size 16 for this dress, which is not the size I wear, and I'll kind of talk about that a little more later, how the pattern sizes are weird and different on this dress. I have been asked about the ribbon at the top, how you kind of get that fun-looking pattern. And you just kind of place the ribbon, like you zigzag it and hold it down. And this I hand-stitch together. And then you pucker the corners of the center of the ribbon, I guess, push it down and sew it down like that. However, on the pink dress, I actually put it all up on the dress, and I didn't hand sew it first. I just pinned it everywhere, and then I went through with a machine like I had on this dress and just sewed it on there, and then hand puckered it on after it was sewn onto the dress. And this dress in particular, this is what it looked like after it was done. And now back to our main dress. So I didn't quite get this dress completely done. Well, it's done, but this is the original style blouse that I used to make, kind of like this one without the steeping neckline that I tried to do, that I started doing, but you can actually still reach your hand in and pull it down. It'll pretty much do the same thing as this, but after looking at this, I feel like it was a little plain for what I was going with. It also looks a little Day of the Dead, which it will look even more Day of the Dead when I'm done with her, because I have this red thread, a red ribbon, lace ribbon, and kind of like I did on the black shirt, I want to take this around and line this top with it. Maybe the sleeves, I'm not sure about the sleeves, but I kind of want to line the neckline. Actually, the more that I look at this and talk about it, maybe I won't, but maybe it would still look cute if it was, Now that we've just talked about this and discovered this together, I decided it's going to look a little too hokey if I line the neckline with this, but I still might add some of it to the apron. Maybe not. Maybe it's fine without it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if this needs, some more lacing. I feel like maybe on the edges of the apron it could use some lace ribbon on there. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this dress, and if it needs some more spinach. Is that the word? Spinach? Splash? And if it needs to be spiced up a little bit, because I like it, but I feel like she just came out a little plain. Let's give her a little whirl around. And again, this is the size 16. For some reason, I thought like, oh, maybe I would need it. So sizing on these dresses, another thing to think about, is they're pretty much sized by the bust. The first dress that I was wearing, which I wore for last Oktoberfest, was a size 12, which was really small on me, and it just squeezed everything up and I couldn't wear a bra at all. This is a size 14. I don't wear a 14 dress, but in this dress, I guess I kind of do. But this one I can wear a bra with. So I have a bra with this one. The first one I didn't. It was just like squeeze everything in there and squeeze it on. This is a 14, and I have room to wear a bra. And it fits really comfortably, but I feel like the silhouette's not as cute. Like the 12 kind of just squeezed everything in and made a cute little silhouette, whereas this one is like boom, 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 but it also is like boom, boom, boom. And I'd rather not have this much of a fluffy, you look pregnant kind of thing. It's kind of the style, but I'd rather not. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. So let's talk about next week. So, while I was making these dresses, I obviously didn't get all of them finished. I need to finish the skeleton dress. I had so many more Halloween fabrics that I wanted to make more dresses with. But it takes quite a bit of time, I've found out. I already knew this, but it takes a long time to make a complete outfit dress. So for next week, should I continue making more Halloweencore Oktoberfest dresses, or should I move on to one of the other core subjects that I've thought about while making these that I'd like to do? So I either am going to continue with Halloweencore next week, or should I move on to Dark Academia, which I'm actually pretty excited about, which I found out. So the cottagecore just led me on one of those things where you just like click, 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 and you find out all these different things. So cottagecore is like dressing like people in the forest, or like you live in a cottage, that kind of cute little stuff. This kind of would kind of fit in that genre, just with different colors. So like if it was this, but like more pastel, or like a more earth tones is more of like what the cottagecore is. So back to my subject. I was thinking this entire month I could do this week Halloweencore, next week Dark Academia, then the next week I actually would like to try making some cottagecore dresses. And then for the fourth week, I'd want to go into like a more mystical fantasy type of thing. Because I found some fabric, in the 50% off section at Joann's Fabric that was like this scaly looking fabric for cosplay, and I'd kind of like to make a scaly looking Oktoberfest dress and some princess style dresses, because I'm sometimes a little princessy and girly like that. Not a negative thing, I just am. So I was thinking that last week I could make like mystical or royal princess type of dresses. So what do you think? Should I continue on my journey of costuming with Halloweencore, or should I kind of start wrapping this up, finish the dresses that I'm working on already, and then move on to Dark Academia, cottagecore, and mystical fantasy core? Let me know in the comments below what you'd be more interested in seeing for next week. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get more of this every week. I have a new posting schedule for this month. It might change if they end up calling us back to work next month. But for right now, my new posting schedule is Sundays. I do adventure videos with Jason. If you've watched some of those, you kind of know what I'm talking about. This month, we're kind of doing a series. It's traveling during the pandemic. A lot of that we didn't intentionally do. Like the video that came out last week, we did not intend to go to Vegas. We had taken our birthday trip to Yellowstone, which is coming out this next Sunday, that video. But we had taken our birthday trip to Yellowstone and ended up in Vegas, so that's what last week's video was. And then Tuesdays are my kind of random off-topic videos. I'm not entirely sure what next week is going to be. Last week was on branded utilities. I talked about like branding your own items, and I would like to also continue that. I'm not sure if I have the interest for it. From other people, I have the interest. So that's what's happening on Tuesdays right now, what happened last Tuesday. I don't even know what's going to happen next Tuesday yet. And Wednesdays are today, yay, which are my sewing or craft videos. Again, this month, I'd really like to work on Oktoberfest because September is the start of Oktoberfest, and it's one of the things I look forward to every year. Unfortunately, this year was canceled. And then Fridays are my review and unboxing videos. This week, I'm going to be showing a review on a mosquito lantern that I tried out, so stay tuned for that on Friday. So again, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of this crazy, weird, conjumbled, I can't pay attention to one thing type of content. And let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see next week for your Crafting Sewing Wednesday. And have a great day, everyone. Have a great night. Have a great furlough if you're still furloughed. And thanks for watching.